Good morning. It's bright and early morning today. Today is Friday, August 30th. Welcome back to Finance Friday. It's a beautiful day. So today is my birthday. Today is a finance day. It's going to be a really good video today. I'm letting people know that, even when it's your birthday, you still got to have a budget. You got to ball on a budget. You feel me? A lot of people think when it's your birthday, it's your day to get out and just do what you do and spend a lot of money. I know it's tempting. It happens to me before. Yes, it did happen to me before. I have a certain amount of money tucked away, but because I have that money tucked away, I just think, fuck it. It's my birthday. I'm going to do it big, so I did it big. The next day, I kind of regretted that because it wasn't worth all that. Just know that you gotta hustle. Right now it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m. And I'm going out to try to make this money. A lot of people don't understand that I work hard. I work for whatever I have. You gotta do the same. So let's get in this Finance Friday. Step 4. All right. So we're gonna get into this video real quick. Had the whole day. Came back from work about 2 o'clock. So I went in at 3. Came back around 2. Was tired, so it took a while for me to get some rest and get up. I'm looking sleepy right now. I can imagine. So this video is, we talked about a few things before, and we had 3 steps that we covered. So we're going to step 4 right now. What it is right now, we're trying to make life better for you. So you're making your money work for you, making certain things work. These steps that I'm going through, it doesn't go overnight. These are stuff that's gonna happen for probably a year. These are stuff you're saving up, you're making your money work for you, you're having your emergency fund a little bit. So you're trying to make that money work for you. This is what we're gonna do with step 4. So step 4, you paying off them bills. You trying to get everything taken care of. So we're gonna make sure that we're trying to save up to get a house. You have to do that. Without a house, you won't grow wealth, I would say. If you are someone that don't want to deal with a house maintenance, I understand. You can rent if that's something you want to do for the rest of your life, but know that for the rest of your life, you're gonna be paying. If you do decide to buy a home, when you pay off that mortgage, you will have that for the rest of your life, and you're not going to be paying I would say $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month for mortgage, or I don't know how big the house is that you have. Some of the times you pay a lot more. It all depends on the size house that you have. So we're talking about getting a house. So what we're going to do now for step 4, this is getting a down payment for a house. So we're going to talk a little bit about down payments for a house, okay? A lot of people don't understand this and don't know this, so I'm going to give you guys a little background on this. All right. To get a down payment for a house, is always good to have 20%. You don't have to have 20% to get a house. Always remember that. A lot of people don't know that. You can do 3%. Most loan now is doing 3%. You can put 3% down. All you need is just 3% down, closing costs, get your insurance, and you when you're starting to get the house, you give the buyer you put up send the buyer like a certain amount of money to show that you are really interested to get this house, like you are a serious buyer basically. So getting a house, what you're gonna do to get this house, there's a lot of ways to get a house, and people don't understand. You have so much programs. You have first time buyer program, first time home buyer program. You can always try to see if you qualify for that. For that, I wasn't qualified because I came in the country too early to get any one of these grants or gifts or anything to help me buying a house. Because when I bought my house, I was 1 year in the country. You have to have credit history for, I think, at least 3 years, and have accounts open for at least 3 years to get some of those grants. So always just make sure you take a look into some of those things, because those things, those are the programs can definitely help you out a little bit and help you get your first home. You always need as much assistance. Don't afraid to get assist with anything that you're doing. From once it's not illegal and the government is offering it, and it's not going to affect you in the long run, you can always try to get some assistance. One thing with not putting on 3%, not putting on 20%, sorry, you're gonna get PMI. That's private mortgage insurance. And what private mortgage insurance is, they're basically giving you ensuring that if you don't pay, they still get their money. If you go into foreclosure, they're still gonna get their money. So they don't care what you do. So they have that's on top of whatever you're gonna pay. So say your payment is $1,000 a month. They're gonna put an extra $100 on top of that $1,000. So you're gonna pay $1,100 for your mortgage. But if you don't have that, you're just gonna pay $1,000. And think about paying an extra $100 for the year. That's $1,200. You're wasting $1,200 just to pay insurance. So back in the day, if you did get the PMI, you could have paid off 20% of your home, and then that would be removed. But now they're not taking it off at all. So that's a word to the wise. If you do decide to put down 3%, know that there is going to be a PMI, and that's something that is going to affect you for the rest of your loan, because they're not taking that shit off anymore. Always make sure whenever you're getting a loan, try to get a 15-year mortgage. If you get a 15-year mortgage, that is way better. It's more promising to pay off. I know it's going to be a little bit higher. Yeah, it is going to be higher. It is going to be higher, but it's better, because 30 years is a long time just to pay off and start to build your wealth. You want to build wealth. So try to get it on a 15-year fix. Try to get it as low as possible percentage, 3 point something. That's like a really good percentage. Try to make sure that you're not putting, at least you see if you can get a house that you're not putting like half of what you make for the monthly payment. Like if you make $2,000, don't get a house that you're gonna pay $1,000 a month. Like you don't have any space to do anything. If you're getting a house, I would say if you make $2,000, I say a good fit for a house is like $700. If you can get a $700 payment mortgage and you make $2,000, that's good, because you have wiggle room. You have a room there that you can, if anything happens and you have an emergency, you will have a certain amount of money saved and stashed aside, or you have certain things. Always make sure that oh, this is a great point. Remember this. If you're buying a house with someone and you're not sure about that individual, you are not sure, and you know that if anything happens, this person is going to leave you with this house, do not take out a house that's going to that the both of you have to pay the monthly payment for you to survive. You need to always buy a house that if that person decide tomorrow that, hey, I'm not going to be part of your life anymore, you can stand that payment by yourself. Always remember that. That is always my philosophy. Anything that I buy, if I finance something, and finance, I'm not telling no one to go finance anything. This is what I used to do back in the day, because I'm not doing any finance anymore. If I don't have the money, I'm not doing it. Point blank. That was when I was younger and I was stupid. I financed a lot of stuff. But now, if you don't have the money, don't do it. I'm going to tell you straight up. When you're buying anything, you're buying your house, you're buying, say, your girl be like, hey, buy this car, I will help you pay it. No, don't you ever do that, because guess what? If that person decide today, like, hey, this is not working out, and leave you and your house payment is $2,000, when you make $2,000, but guess what? When he was with you, he helped you, or she helped you to pay $1,000, and you pay $1,000. So that's how you were surviving. But that person leave now, and then it's like, oh, you're stuck with a $2,000 payment, but you can afford it because you only make $2,000. That's why a lot of these houses go in foreclosure, and a lot of these cars get taken away, because you guys were living above your means and you're dependent on a paycheck from someone else. If that person is not there, then you're going to lose your stuff. You can't do that. So always remember, if you can afford it by yourself, don't do it. If you cannot afford it by yourself, do not do it, because this is how a lot of times we go ahead and finance a lot of stuff and we lose it. And you look stupid out here, repo man coming to take your stuff, or you getting put out the foreclosure on your house. You don't got nowhere to live because you decide to get this big house to say, oh, I got 5-bedroom house with pool in the back, and you can't afford that. You can afford it with someone else, but you can't afford it by yourself. So always remember, if you're getting a house and you're getting with someone and you're not 100% sure, always make sure that you can pay that sucker by yourself. And just remember, when you are saving for down payment, 20% is always going to be the best option, because you're not going to have PMI insurance. And if you don't have the 20% and you are going to do 3% and getting the PMI insurance, just remember how much it's going to cost you, and just do your research on it and see if this is something that you can work with. And always try to get a 15-year fix that is easier to pay off. And if you already have a house and it's not 15-year fix and you can refi in 15-year fix, you got to make sure that you do your calculation and see if it makes sense to do a refi to get it to a 15-year fix, if it's going to wash when you maybe you have a higher interest rate from the previous 30-year and you're trying to refi down to a 15-year fix, and they will give you like a 3-point-something%. But always make sure that this is something you can handle by yourself. You got to think about yourself most of the times. Sorry. Well, thank you for staying tuned for Finance Friday. This week was all about buying a house, getting ready for a house, getting prepared for a house. Thank you.